Today we are going to be filling in all of these areas over here. So this is an area full of office buildings, and by the way, hi everyone. So welcome back. Yeah, we're going to be filling in this area with a lot of office buildings plus a few other extra additions. If you're not familiar with this area, I have not really covered really much about it. I had a huge demand for offices probably a month or two ago, and I've just built this huge big office industrial kind of, yeah, mostly office estate. And just as we're going through the speed build, but I built it all so quick that it kind of turned out really ugly. It was very basic, and there was just no love in it. It was just boring to me. So I actually went through, deleted some of these areas. You can see where I've deleted it. And what we're going to do is just spice it up a little bit. But the thing is that we have to do is make it look like it fits in with the surrounding areas. And we also have to make sure it fits in with the whole look of the city. But I also want it to be a little bit different, maybe a little bit more modern. So what I'm doing right here, there's going to be some shops on the ground levels, and then there's going to be some offices, and then the larger office buildings as well. But the reason why I'm putting all of these little shops along the bottom is just to liven it up a little bit. And you'll see this particular office building a lot, and I really like it because it's just a great building to put at the bottom because it has... It's just a good foundation building, you know what I mean? So then we can just place larger buildings on top, and it fills in a lot of space. So yeah, that building you're going to see a lot throughout here. There are still going to be some commercial and residential areas, but majority of this area is going to be just for the offices. And so that first thing that you can see there on the left that I put in, that's actually a pedestrian tunnel. It actually does work. They walk down the little steps, they walk underneath, they come out the other side. One thing I noticed is that the cyclists, they don't even care. They're just like, you know what, I'm just gonna go right through the road, do whatever I want. So yeah, but the pedestrians still use it. And I was feeling adventurous, and I was like, can I put a little shop front in the wall? Turns out you can, and it doesn't affect the terrain on top, which is really nice. But I don't know, it just didn't look good to me. So I just put in a couple, and I was like, yeah, I don't want to try to delete them because I'll accidentally delete the wall, and then that would just be a whole big thing. So you'll notice throughout this video there'll be lots of little seating areas, lots of little just like little cafe front areas, which is it's a nice little filler. And I'll also be using a lot of the pedestrian pathway roads right there. I don't know what it's called, but it's just that one right there, has the seats and planters and things like that. And for this little block here, I like that it already has the parking lots there that I put in, I don't know when. That's a McDonald's, by the way, a Russian McDonald's. But yeah, I like it that it has the parking lots there. It really livens up the area. And this part right here, this is basically going to be the main area. So since we have the subway station nearby, we also have the tunnel right there. I wanted to do a bit of a zigzaggy area through here just because it's something different. But the reason why I like doing zigzaggy stuff, and you'll notice this a lot in probably, I guess the right term would just be newer developments. They'll have zigzaggy pathways, and that's just to utilize the space and to make the space look bigger than it actually is, and just to make it look more interesting. So you guys will get a better look at everything at the end. Yeah, a lot of different buildings going in through here. You'll notice a lot of the time I'll put commercial on the bottom, but that commercial, it's only one level or maybe two levels at the most. But it really makes such a huge difference. And this is the same as the video I did last week, I think it was, where I said everyone should be building like this. It's basically the same thing. It really livens up the space, and it really utilizes the space more efficiently as well. So you can see I'm copying the, what is this called, like the shop fronts that'll go along the bottom, and that'll be, it just really livens up the whole area. I don't know what it's called. Oh, there it is right there. You can copy whatever that name is, but yeah, you put those down, and then you can easily just place the buildings on top, and it looks so good. I really love it. And you know what, mixed use developments like that, it's really realistic actually. I'm also using this specific road. I don't know what type it is, but the reason why I liked that one, because it actually has a fence built in between the pathway and the road, so it makes it seem really cozy and safe, and I just really like it. These buildings here, these are going to be some commercial buildings, just because of course when you have offices, you're going to need commercial, residential. You're going to need everything because it's like a big ecosystem, right? So you need to have everything nearby for easy access. And yeah, like I said, lots of little seating areas, some planters. Sometimes I spend way too much time just looking for the right plant because, you know me. And then I'm going to put in some little seating areas again. I really like that look right there, how it kind of comes out from the McDonald's restaurant and then it goes onto the pathway. And like between these buildings here and over here in the little plaza area, it just looks really good. I like it. I like it. Now, coming over to the other side, I don't think I showed you guys, but this is just a very long, skinny little development right here. And the pathways and things, they weren't really working, so I just filled it all in with cement because you're not really going to see much else because we're going to put buildings, but it's easier to just put cement over everything. And these are all commercial buildings along the ground, and then these larger buildings right here, these are all from this same guy on the workshop. It looks really, really cool. I love those buildings, but they kind of do stand out. So I had to put in a few more just next to it just to make it kind of blend in a little bit more, because that was one of the things I said at the start of the video. Everything needs to blend in. And one of the final things that I will be doing is adding in these little pedestrian bridges that connect the larger buildings to other larger buildings. And I also do some more, I'll show you guys that in a second, but I really love those because it just makes it all really connected, and it looks like the two buildings are kind of like working together. And yeah, I just really like it. So this over here is going to be our little residential area. So before I deleted everything, this was a residential area, a residential block. I also wanted to put in a little school over there as well because I noticed we were lacking in schools. I don't know if that was, I think that's a high school. Yeah, is that a high school? No, it's an elementary school. Okay, good. Elementary, that is what I wanted. But I wanted this block specifically to look like it's all kind of connected to the shopping center and then the larger buildings. I just like it. So let's jump out to the night. Look at that, you guys. Doesn't that look good? I think it looks so much better. It looks like it's got some love. It's really been taken care of a little bit more. So it looks really, really good. The night scene is really pretty as well. And right at the end of the video, I'll show you guys my favorite shot of the whole city. Kind of zoomed in. It looks really, really cool. So there's some actually, it's hard to explain because it's all blended in there. Doesn't the Semivostok sign look good up there as well? So this is one of our McDonald's. There's two McDonald's. So this was the first area we worked on. Yeah, I like it. It could be a little bit more lit up, but I think because of the real-time mod, at night some of the buildings turn off. Now here I added in another pedestrian walkway right across the areas. But this pedestrian walkway is actually just a pathway. It's not a special little building that you pop down. I just placed down a pathway and elevated it. So this one doesn't actually work unless I physically connected it to the ground, which I have not. It's mainly just for the appearance. But I also added in a few more extra larger buildings around this development block just to help it fit in. So these three buildings right here on the other side as well. So it fits in really well. That larger building on the right unfortunately doesn't light up, and same with this one as well, which is kind of ironic because this is the main area that is for this whole office area, and it's the darkest area. So yeah, I probably should have put some extra little lights on there or something just to brighten it up, and maybe some seating areas. Oh, one thing I did do, I put in a whole bunch of people generators, but for some reason they don't want to. You can see the pedestrian, the cyclist going across here, but yeah, and there goes another one going across there. But yeah, I put in a whole bunch of pedestrian people generators, and they just didn't come for some reason. I also tried another generator that didn't want to work. They didn't want to come, so I don't know what's going on through there. But I really like this area. I just need to brighten it up just a tiny little bit. And yeah, if those people generators were working, we'd probably have a lot of people. Another cyclist just went across the road. Oh my god, they're crazy. They're just going straight across there. But I like this. There's our little walkway tunnel. Usually I don't like tunnels, but since the tunnel, it is a nice tunnel asset. So I thought we also have two pedestrian bridges right there. So the one at the bottom was the one that I showed you guys. The other one on top I put in, which is the same as the elevated pathway that I showed you guys just a little bit before. And there we go. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and if there's any other suggestions, please let me know. I'm always looking out for more things. And yeah, this is actually my favorite shot at the moment because it looks right up the whole avenue and it looks into the downtown area, looks into the really huge buildings. We've got the parking lots. I just think it looks really pretty. Bye guys.